Hello. Hi. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the welcome reception. Let's see. So, my name is Dennis Yee, and I'm a fourth year, double majoring in statistics and Asian American and Asian diaspora studies. And I'd like to start off with a story on how I became an Asian American studies major. It actually started on the first day of school. I was a spring admin, and I was also an FPF. And on the first day of school, I took Professor Harvey Dong's Asian American Studies 28. And on the first day of class, he did an exercise that I'd like to do with all of you. Now please raise your hand if this applies to you. If you are a first generation immigrant, please raise your hand. Okay, thank you. If you are a 1.5 generation immigrant, meaning that you came to the United States when you were a young child, please raise your hand. Okay, thank you. If you are a second generation American, meaning that your parents were born, meaning that you were born in the United States but your parents were immigrants, please raise your hand. Okay, thank you. How about third generation American? All right, thank you. How about 4+? Thank you. You all did a great job. On the first day of school in my freshman year, I was the only person raising my hand when it came to 4+. And it was from that moment that I knew that I wanted to learn more about Asian American and Asian diaspora studies. But I only wanted to minor in it. So what really pushed me to become a major? I'm going to sidetrack a little bit. Before coming to Berkeley, my parents and I decided together that I was going to major in statistics. And it turns out that the statistics advisor, her name is Denise Yee. My name is Dennis Yee. Denise Yee, Dennis Yee. In my mind, I'm like, yup, this is a sign. I am definitely majoring in statistics. I had to show her my ID to prove that I wasn't lying. And after that, I asked her for advice because she was an advisor. And I wanted her thoughts on double minoring. She advised against it, saying, you might not have enough time and you should consider double majoring instead. And she asked me, what did you want to double minor in? Education and Asian American and Asian diaspora studies. Well, it turns out that Denise Yee, when she was an undergraduate, she double majored in statistics and Asian American studies at UC Santa Barbara. In my mind, I'm like, done. Not only we're gonna have the same names, but we're gonna have the same majors. And I am glad I made that decision, or else I wouldn't be where I am now. It's from my major that I realized that the stories I heard about my great-great-grandfather working in the mines and dying in the mines weren't just bedtime stories, but they were actually a part of history. It was from my major that I realized that other men besides the men in my family went back to the homeland to find wives who are okay staying at home. It was from my major that I found that I was able to hear stories from my grandmother and my mother, their immigration stories, and I was able to hear how the women in my family want to be independent from the men who want to bound them at home, getting her story. The major made me think of the past and made me think like how it's still repeating in the present. It made me want to stop and listen to the stories and experiences of others, to allow those who were silenced a chance to speak. And it is from their voices that we understand the impact of laws and policies and how they affect the community. It is from the major that I realized how messed up the world is, because you've got to find out somehow. And I learned about what other people have done in the past, and now I have to go out there and see what I can do just to make it a little bit better. I love my major. What other major would have a reception like this? What other major would have a dinner just with the faculty and students to remove them from the classroom environment and into a more approachable space to laugh and talk about things other than school? I know stats doesn't. There's a sense of community in this major that I don't get in statistics. Heck, in 3 of my classes, I was able to add every single person on Facebook and not be awkward about it. And then also, in one of these classes, I was able to share a very personal piece to the whole class that my best friends don't even know about. I don't get that with statistics. There's a sense of belonging in this major that you don't get anywhere else. But I'm not the only person who thinks so. Ask any other major, and they'll say almost the same things. When you ask them, and when you ask them to elaborate, they'll tell you how great the major is. They'll tell you their stories, and they'll smile. So, to students new to the space, I dare you. I dare you to take a class, or 2, or even 3. You never know, it might just click, and you decide to minor or major. To current minors, take that leap. Go for that double major. It's only a couple classes more. You won't regret it, trust me. To current majors, continue building on your experiences this year. Whether they're good or bad, we need them once we get out there. We're the future, and we got this. To all faculty and staff, you're amazing. Continue the work that you're doing as mentors, educators, role models, and friends. And to every single person in this room, let's celebrate our time together, and let's celebrate a new year for the department. Thank you.
That was awesome. I've heard that story about him becoming a major twice now, and it just gets better every time I hear it, because I still can't believe if it's true or not. Like, I know it is, but it's so ridiculous.